Doing these exercises can hurt your muscle growth, and they're just generally overrated. Better options out there. Let's go muscle by muscle, starting with the chest. Mike, what are the most overrated upper chest and lower chest exercises people are doing?
Overrated upper chest exercise is the incline dumbbell press, because most people do it fine, but very many people do it terribly. The dumbbells are way too heavy. The range of motion is dog shit. They don't get a big stretch. It's just a big ego lift. And you generate a lot of fatigue and a lot of injury risk acutely by trying to knock up the 80s or the 110s or whatever. There's just some kind of situation where adult men are attracted to the incline dumbbell press like they are to like big titty strippers. Like, it's just a thing. And it's like you just kind of watch people Icarus themselves into the sun with the shit. Like, I don't know, man. I popped something in my shoulder. You're like, of course you fucking did. Those dumbbells are 18 pounds too heavy for you on each side. So I would say that's a thing. And massively overrated for decline is, for decline, I already gave it away, for the lower pecs is the decline bench, right? It's a fine exercise, a very low range of motion, very little minute stretch. And it ends up just being insanely hard to set up. Like, if you flub on that one, you're cutting your fucking head off. So spotters are critical. And then it's like, what am I even doing here? Also, like, the lever arm to get the thing over yourself is just like forever. And so you really need spotters to any exercise in which the spotters have to work a lot. Like, from back in my powerlifting days, I'm just like, making a spotter do a lot of work is like disrespectful, you know? Yeah. You ever have people like, hey, can you spot me on this bench? Like, lift off, and like you're lifting off hundreds of pounds for them, and you're like, God, guy, can you just use a more reasonable exercise or reasonable weight? So I'd say that. Dips are, I think, a much better option in many cases. But, you know, all these exercises I'm going to say are overrated. I think they're fine if done properly. They're just often not. And they're fine in general. I just think that, you know, too many people think these are the be-all end-all, and not enough people are considering other exercises. So I would say a good replacement for the shitty incline dumbbell press is a well-executed incline dumbbell press. It's about half the way you normally do. You try to touch the inside of the dumbbell to your armpit, pause for a second or two, and then come up.
Tilt it up even a little bit so you can get even
deeper. Sure. Yeah.
You mentioned not going sufficiently deep on the incline dumbbell press. What's your general stance on arching? Like, do you think most people overarch on the incline chest press? Because I've noticed it's quite easy to arch a lot more on an incline chest press to the point that you might be reducing stretch.
Yeah, I think arching is really great because it makes you have a really stable core, stable foundation. It combines with retracting to make an awesome shelf. I started powerlifting before I started bodybuilding, so I'll always arch and retract in every chest movement. It also engages the chest like crazy. It pre-stretches it for you.
Retracting does, but arching?
Arching helps to pull the chest out a little bit more, and in my view, it also helps a little bit, not as much as retracting. But if you retract properly, you're arching already. I would say it's easily a solved problem by just taking the bench on the incline angle and just putting it up a little more. Problem solved.
Yeah.
So people say like, oh, but your arching is back to a flat press. I'm like, well, you should see my flat press because that looks like a fucking decline. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just easy to, I think almost everyone should arch and retract on incline dumbbell press, but then everyone should be doing a 45-degree angle instead of a 30 in that case.
Yep. Cool. Makes sense. What about the back, starting with lats?
Overrated lat exercises. The hammer low row. It doesn't stretch your lat. The movement is very difficult at the top, easy at the bottom. Oftentimes it has that like down and then in handle when I have no idea which one I'm supposed to grab. Both feel bad.
Yep.
So I think some people just get a lot out of it, and I think God bless them. I hate it. And so it's one of the things where like Jared and I usually align very closely on preferences even. But like, he'll be like, do you want to do the low row? And I'm like, no, I hate it. And he's like, shut up, you and your dumbass big low back. Cause I have like huge lower back and I hate it, but his is lacking and he likes it. It's like, that actually makes sense. Jared's lacking in maybe one muscle group, maybe two, and the rest is like built by God himself. So son of a bitch. Jared's overrated. Yeah, I said it. But yeah, I say like the hammer low row as a lat exercise because people are like, yeah, man, I really focus on lats right here. And we'll do the thing where they'll set up the cable with an incline and they'll do a low row and really hit the lats. And to me, I'm just like, I don't really understand what's going on there. I think just like doing any pull down or pull up instantly blast that out of the water, and even like the single arm stuff, but just do a high angle.
Do you think there was anything to the whole underhand for lower lats bullshit, or is there?
Maybe.
You think?
I can't refute it on pure inference. There is no data either way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm remaining agnostic. I also think that when intelligent people really perceive activation and tension in a certain part of the body, I'm inclined to at least nod in the direction and be like, that's a strong maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't rule it out. For me personally, it never fucking happened. And I have pretty good mind-muscle connection, but I can't say it doesn't happen for everyone. So we might reveal in research, like, actually, yeah, it does hit that part. I'm not betting money on that, but if it turns out to be true, I'll be like, okay, dope.
Yep. One day we'll have a back study where people actually measure back growth.
Fuck that. Who's going to put electrodes on that motherfucker?
Yeah, MRI, but even then MRI is also complicated to run on the back. So
It's just organs and stuff in there.
someday. What about for overall back development? What's one exercise people think is going to blow their back up? It probably isn't.
Yeah, rack pull's easy. And they'll say, like, man, I feel my whole back, top to bottom, left to right. I'm like, I must be doing fucking rack pulls
I can
wrong.
flex my back right now and feel it top to bottom, to be honest with you.
There you go.
Yep.
Problem solved. Yeah, it's just dog shit range of motion, excessive axial fatigue, just the whole gamut. It's just terrible exercise. It's cool, though. Vibe check is massive.
How many PPS, bro?
PPS, baby.
PPs.
I only report PPSs.
As you should.
As I should, yeah. Even the vibe check sucks, to be honest. Because you're like, you're that
60
guy.
minutes,
You're an
load up
annoying
plates,
asshole. Yeah,
do
like,
your 4, and then call it a day.
I did have a situation where I'm not endorsing this kind of behavior. It's funny in retrospect. It's not ethical. I was training with a group of competitive powerlifters, very nice guys usually. But there was a kid in there who was doing rack pulls. And it was like dedicated racks for powerlifting competition. And one of my training partners at the time was like, hey, how much longer do you have? And he's like, I got a little bit, I'm almost done. But then he kept being in there and doing stupid ass rack pulls. And the training partner was like, you have another set left. And he's like, I have 2. He's like, you have another set left. And then the kid like was promptly escorted away from the rack and his weights were moved and he just didn't come back.
Okay, West Side.
Really West Side type of behavior.
Back in the 2000s.
Yes. Yeah, well, that guy probably would have got stabbed to death at West Side. But they're like, oh, you want to pull? Here, get under this bar. Here, we'll have you bench 600. But funny in retrospect, because like, kid,
Yep.
go do anything else.
Bullying the young.
Terrible.
Endorsed by Dr. Mike Israetel.
Yes. Mike loves bullying.
What would you do instead of rack pulls? If you were to look to an overall back development.
Deficit deadlift, Jefferson curls, cable flexion rows, barbell flexion rows, anything else, Milo. Reaching down to tie my shoes, the whole thing.
Hey, fewer PPS though, not as cool. Arms, starting with the biceps. What's one bicep exercise you see people do and you're like, I've got my own in mind, inspired by RP back in the day.
Okay, so I can think of one of the worst exercises I've ever done. And I think it's overrated because so few people do it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I share that one?
Go for it.
Spider curl.
Yep, I was exactly thinking about spider curls.
Yeah, I knew what you were thinking. It was just backwards bicep exercises. I remember doing them and being like, something's missing here.
Mm-hmm.
Like pumps, soreness, tension perception were all just dog shit. It was multiple sets. And I was like, Then we do incline curls and I was like, damn, I started to put together like stretching might be important. The one I was going to pick is a 1 arm at a time swinging bicep dump shit, which is like, it's overrated precisely.
You can lift a lot of weight though. It's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Pax curled like the 90s or something like that.
Yeah, like,
with good technique.
Right. For that exercise, maybe.
Yeah.
My hypochondriac ass would never do that because I'm like bicep tendon
Oy vey.
snapping videos that just don't even look. I've had enough injuries from jiu-jitsu and shit like that. So I'm like, I'm good, man. Anywhere where I can have like a ballistic movement that needs to be eccentrically slowed by one very small tendon, I'm Gucci as fuck on that. Like, you just have me jump off of a rack onto one toe and do a full squat. Great. I'll do that never as well. You know, like shit like that. Yeah.
All right. What do you replace that with?
Lying decline dumbbell curls. Get into the ab machine decline situation, curl, boom, boom, super deep stretch, curl, super deep stretch, curl.
Random tangent. What are you planning on adding to the gym equipment-wise?
Getting rid of a few pieces. We have a chest press machine that blows dick. I didn't know it blew dick until I used it.
The flat one? Yeah.
It's just the concentric friction is just wild. The eccentric I just don't even feel. Like I might as well just concentric on the reps, which is dumb. Getting rid of that. Unfortunately, we're getting rid of our Atlantis linear hack squat because the getting into it at the bottom and squatting it up is just like, I don't got time for that.
Yep. Oh, you mean the one that's combined leg press hack squat?
Yeah. And so it's a fine machine. It's just like, I used to like it back in the day, but I was just better machines now. And my hack squat is unfortunately good. I would, just for vibes, I would get an Atlantis hack squat because it's like the hack squat. That and the Panada hack squat apparently just fucks really hard. It feels like it's zero friction. It's just wild. But we're going to get, I'm going to get another belt squat. I'm going to get rid of the current one I have because I need to put like 18 plates on there for it to be stretched. I'm going to get a pit shark 100%. I'm going to get that. I just got, I don't know if you guys saw this last time, but we have a, the hell's it called? Oh my God. Rogers squat.
Oh shit, nice.
We have one now. And I don't know. There's a calf machine I want. They don't make anymore. I was thinking about getting that.
What is it?
It's the best calf machine ever made. It just has a strip of metal you put your feet on.
And you just,
seat completely. And then it's a hip sled and you put weights on the side and you have handles. It's like the best calf training with zero fatigue that you'll ever have. Yeah. It's the only machine you ever need.
And so simple as well.
So simple. Yeah. And to the credit that most machine designers have no idea what they're doing, that machine was released in like 1980. Like that's when it peaked. That's when it peaked, Milo. Yeah. And every single calf machine after that is like way fancier and just dog shit. One of the worst calf machines I've ever used. I don't know if you ever use this one. There's plate things that look shaped like feet and they move, right? So you're not even moving off your toes. You move the whole plate thing, heel to toe. I tried it and I was like, I could do infinity of these and feel nothing.
It's wild because for my studies on range of motion, one of the studies I conducted was using an IKD where the whole foot plate moved. And it was dog shit.
Awful.
Yep.
People.
Why would you make that?
Why are you putting force on the heel? Come on.
All right, back to the video. We've covered chest, we've covered back, we've covered biceps. What about triceps? What's overrated?
One arm crossbody cable tricep extension.
People do those?
Mm-hmm. Do you ever watch pros train? You don't, do you?
I just autistically stare at the ground between sets and then repeat my set.
Ah. Like, who was at the gym today, Milo? You're like, there's a gym? I just thought it was a series of equipment pieces that I used.
Gone to my gym for a year. Like, haven't spoken to a person.
Nope. And I'm keeping that track record clean, baby. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of these movements that like you can't produce a ton of force. It's weird in the elbow. You have to grab the cable in a weird neutral position. Like you get the oil on your hand. I just never understand why folks can't just do the fucking tried and true exercises that work really well. A lot of times it's like you need some technique for those. They just can't figure it out or something. Mm-hmm. I could rant until infinity for this. And look, for some people it works great, all love. But I guess maybe even a worse version of this is the underhand single arm extension.
Yeah. Like
you're pinch gripping it. There's no way you're producing maximum force. Even if you versa grip your way in, like when you turn and push, I guarantee your tricep activity is fucking way higher than if you pull. Your triceps are not designed to pull things. They're designed to push things. And I just like people do it and they look in the mirror. And I swear to God, some people must just move based on like, oh, like this is a thing that does this. Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel my muscle doing things. But one of the small misconceptions about our kind of stimulus fatigue proxies at RP is that when we're talking about mind muscle connection, we mean the profound sensation of tearing tension or the profound burning sensation. We don't mean you feel your, that's just kinesthetic awareness. So many people do exercises just like kinesthetic awareness and they never really develop true mind muscle connection, which is like to flip your hand, now put another hand, now on a push down bar, now rip that motherfucker, slow eccentric control and pause. They're like, oh shit, my triceps. Like,
yep.
Could have been doing this.
You can feel your muscle just tensing it, so it's not really rocket science.
Yeah.
What would you do instead? Just straight up push downs? Like overhand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just better.
Just better. You get both muscles done at the same time, half the fucking time spent in the gym.
Beautiful. No matter what muscles you're trying to bring up or what routine you'd like to follow, MyAdapt has you covered. MyAdapt is the smart coach in your pocket. All of the latest findings in exercise science, like the fact that drop sets can help you save time, and the fact that paired supersets, like supersetting a bicep and a tricep movement, is good for time efficiency. All those are being incorporated into MyAdapt as time progresses. So, if you want to register interest and be notified of MadApp banging launches, go to madapp.com and sign up to be notified when it launches. You'll receive both a free trial and a lifetime discount. I'm confident in saying nothing else is like it on the market currently. So if you've been holding off from trying different apps, hold off no more. MyoAdapt is coming. Moving on to legs. Let's start with the quads. What's one exercise you see everyone doing? I think I know what your answer might be. That people shouldn't be doing.
Well, leg extensions are just like, if you somehow rig the machine to lie fully back down and put a shitload of pads in front to get a real big range of motion.
Good luck.
And it's a prime machine, so it can leverage to be hard at the bottom, easier at the top.
Call the butlers.
Yes, call the butlers to make a new machine. God, I really wish I had butlers. And
Reeves.
ASAP, sir. Don't make me wait a minute longer. Yes. Now, mind you, my gym is in a hydrogen floating dirigible in the sky.
Next to your large lake that you co-own.
The lake is also airlifted by
Made
a
of money.
dirigible and made of U.S. currency. I didn't used to like swimming in it because of the dollar signs. The dollar bills irritate my skin, but it's worth it.
Scrooge McFuck.
Because then I get to go to my spa, like in town, where all rich people get together and bitch. And they're like, how did you get all these welts on you? Well, I was swimming in my money lake. They're like, my word. I only
You
have a money
adopted a British
pond.
accent.
Yeah. I'm working on a money ocean, but the logistics are tough. Also, most of
Call the butlers.
the oceans are already owned by the world community. I tried to buy the Indian Ocean to excavate it of water and fill it with, again, only
Very
money.
British of you.
Yes, yes. Well, I didn't say conquer, did I? I said buy. Yes.
True.
But listen, the British invented
Courteous.
mega wealth, so...
All right. Quads. That's right. Leg extensions.
Yeah, just like in all practicality. Something you said in another video we made was like, in the real world, most leg extension machines are just terrible. And that's really it.
Yeah.
Nothing against leg extension itself. It's a great exercise. It's just a great exercise in a world in which the machines didn't suck, and they almost all suck.
What would you do instead?
Sissy squats. Grab any Smith machine, set the bar to roughly chest height, just put your hands on it for stability, get your hips as straight as possible. And then the only thing is, like, get on your toes and just reach your knees as far forward as you can, gently touch them and pause on the ground, no unloading, and then come back up. Holy shit.
Beautiful. Hamstrings.
Overrated the single leg at a time dumbbell stiff-legged deadlift.
Damn.
Because you can just cut your time in half by grabbing a barbell and doing both legs. And it's just me being a persnickety asshole for the lols.
I'm
There's
going to
nothing
push
wrong
back
with
on
the
this, I think.
exercise, yeah. I mean, I can push back for you. It's like a great movement.
It's a great movement, and like spinal loading is cut in half.
Yeah.
For a lot of people,
for
it's
sure,
baller.
For sure. I just also, this is one of those expectation versus reality. Most people that do them don't get remotely close to failure. They're not pre-arching to extend their hip. They're just kind of moving around. And so in reality, it ends up being a dog shit movement.
So it's the people that do it that are dog shit.
Bad people. That's really a problem with the world.
Reprehensible.
Yes. I would say at an even playing field roughly is also not great is the dumbbell stiff-legged deadlift. I think for females and weaker people, it works just fine because it's sufficiently loaded. But for strong adult men, I mean, like, how much can you stiff-legged deadlift if you've been in the gym for a few years and you're larger and athletic? 225 for reps, right? You ever seen someone grab the fucking 110s? I haven't. Mostly they grab the 50s and 60s and then do stuff. And I'm like, what do you think that's doing?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like dumbbells are just and also like they kind of wobble a little bit. It's just
Where do you put them in front and then they hit their shins or side and then
they arc into the sides
Yeah.
and then fuck all that.
Yeah. What would you do instead? Just barbell?
Good morning. Everything
Good
else.
evening.
Good, hello. Good mornings. Smith machine. Good mornings. Stiff-legged elves to the barbell. Damn near everything else. Yeah.
Beautiful. Glutes. Hit me with a hot take. Let's go.
Glute work on the 45-degree back raise, but actually even worse is glute work on the back raise that's parallel.
Yep. Glute ham raise or whatever it's called.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it was just backwards.
Yep.
So highest forces at the top, no force at the bottom. I like a long time ago discovered intuitively that was dog shit because again, it's the stimulus proxies. It just hits none of them.
Can't load it properly. It's a bitch to load.
Nothing gets pumped. You just get tired and pissed. You don't even get that tired because
You look athletic though.
you look athletic. You like get to failure or whatever, and then you're like, I could have done like 80 more in some other capacity. Like, I'm not tired, but I can't do these, you know?
And people are like, oh, you feel a great stretch. And it's like, if you actually look at the angles involved, the pad almost always stops you from getting anywhere near your stretch.
Oh, yeah. And even if you're stretching, it's unloaded stretching. So fucking what, I'm stretching. Cool. I'm going to do yoga next to get jacked. So yeah, just terrible. And again, it's just one of the exercises that people do. They just don't know any better, or people do because they've just always done it like that. So what would I do instead is, Jared and I have actually done this before, where we rig, some of the 45-degree back raises, they can go to 60 degrees because they have the shifter. And so we put like 4 45-pound plates underneath the 2 front legs, arc it so that it's almost vertical, still stable. We tested it. And then it turns out to be baller as hell. You get some fucking 25-pound plate on you like that. Oh my God, you're cooking.
Damn.
Best way to do that, and I've done this before, you do it with like whatever plate, let's say a 25-pounder. You get about 10 reps, get really close to failure.
Is it pretty hard?
Oh yeah, sure.
Damn.
Well, especially if you push your tummy out and really pre-stretch, it fucks you up big time. You dump the plate, do 5 more. You can't do that anymore. Then you do 5 lengthened partials at the bottom and have someone dig you out of the machine, or you like get the hooks and fucking go, or you
stay stuck there and wait for Jared to come over and I'm stuck, son.
Oh yeah, no steps, anything here, my friend. It's real degeneracy.
Fuck.
But yeah, that's a fucking great exercise.
Solid.
That you can instantly
Never heard
replace.
of that. That's underrated. Should have had it in the other video.
Goated.
All right. Final muscle group, shoulder. Let's start with side delts. What's one overrated exercise people are doing?
Dumbbell shoulder press, which people think trains the side delt, but basically doesn't. It's crazy. Like, they'll put it on a shoulder day and it makes no sense. And I've literally heard people say numerous times that, like, yeah, it hits your front delts, hits your side delts. And I'm like, hell, equations in my head. I'm like, it does? And what should they replace it with? Anything else? But a machine lateral raise, if you have a good one, is a really good start.
I might disagree on that a little bit. Like, I think it comes down to, we had the discussion around low rows earlier for lower lats, or just underhand rows in general. I think it's a similar deal where biomechanically I could see it hitting some side delts, because one, the side delts are involved in shoulder flexion. They're also involved in shoulder abduction, which if you do an overhead press, oftentimes you kind of move in that plane. I could see it doing something.
Yeah, it does something, all right. But as a meat and potatoes exercise for side delts.
No, not for side delts, I would say, cool, makes sense. Front delts.
One arm at a time, dumbbell swing, standing bullshit, or seated, both done.
Why?
I mean, it's just no tension at the bottom, a lot of momentum, a lot of axial fatigue, more systemic
Rhythm,
fatigue.
though. You just go 1, 2.
And rhythm is a dancer, as was proved in the early 90s. Huge track in Europe, by the way.
I'm too young to know about that.
I know.
To be honest with you.
Rhythm is a dancer. Google it. It's great. You'll start dancing.
All right, Grandpa. That's a nice story.
Thanks, Gramps. Tell me about World War II.
Time for your meds.
Rhythm is a dancer.
When I was your age.
My wife and I watched a compilation video on YouTube of all of the top hits on the European charts for every month of the 90s. It's like a lot of songs that we knew because they were top hits in America, and Chris and I were like awake in the 90s. But like a lot of like, what the it's so like 1 of every 5 songs was like very European, or like, yes.
You missed out.
We really did. Europe is the fucking shit, man. They're like, what is that, Love Parade and shit like that in Berlin? Like, it just doesn't get better than that. I still haven't been to Love Parade. Is that worth going to at age 40?
I've never been.
Yeah. A lot of drug use, I imagine.
Yeah, that's common in the UK.
Yeah. Very little not drug use, I would say, in
true.
a place like that.
That is true.
So yeah, that exercise sucks. Just keep your dumbbells, actually return them to the rack, take dumbbells that are twice as light, get in a low incline position on a bench, do the same thing, except 2 arms at a time, you're Gucci, big stretch, everything's great.
All right, closing it off, rear delts.
Yeah, the rear delt machine is overrated. When you develop a machine for a muscle, no matter how terrible it is, a lot of people will just do that checklist type of thinking where they're like, there's a machine for this muscle. I do this machine to get this muscle. And in reality, like cable crossbody rear delt laterals parallel would be like just awesome exercise. 1 arm at a time, 2 arms at a time, whatever. And so most rear delt machines, rear delt fly, it's just like the force curve's all wrong. It's not a big stretch, etc.
S tier, goated for real. What's one exercise you used to do personally that you now think is heavily overrated and that you can't believe you ever did?
I can believe I did it,
Hmm.
but I don't want to believe it. The standing barbell overhead press. I used to be one hell of an overhead presser. And I'm now stronger in all of the assistance movements than I was back then. And so I'm like, every now and again, I'm like, ooh, I probably could do overhead presses for 315 for reps standing. But then I ask myself why, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking stupid as hell. If you're a strongman competitor, it's critical. If you're an adult man and you've never overhead pressed standing, you're an adult man on paper, but not in reality. If you're trying to maximize hypertrophy, it's just an insane amount of axial fatigue, systemic fatigue, setup, injury risk, the whole thing. Sitting down would be better. Dumbbells, a bigger stretch would be better. A machine would be great. Isolating with cables or dumbbells and a front raise would be great. But, like, I used to really believe in the hardcore compound basics. I was good at them.
Mm-hmm.
I was a powerlifter competitively, so it comported right in. And so I started bodybuilding using mostly that stuff. And I was really good at overhead pressing. To begin with, I was okay at it, and then I just got rapid gains, and it just kept going. And so, like, once you're really good at something and it makes for good YouTube videos, you just keep doing it. And so really that's why I did it, was like, let's just see how far I can get, which is cool. But in retrospect,
OGs will remember the old channel, which was called Renaissance something.
Renaissance Science.
There you go.
Still a channel.
Right.
It's just like, you can see all the videos I've liked and favorited, which is like mostly trance music and like various Ray Kurzweil interviews. But yeah, I still have all my videos up there. And fat me, a lot of drug-free me. Thicko. And yeah, I was pretty strong. It was cool.
Hey man, beautiful. Thank you for answering all my questions. Until next time.